Hi guys, it's Mrs. V. So today we are going to keep working on our little birds drawing, and I hope you guys like this. I thought it was really fun and really cute. It's one of my kind of favorites to draw and to color. So what we're going to do is we are going to outline, and I'm going to use a Sharpie. You could also use a dark colored crayon, a pen, a Crayola marker. You could also use a dark colored pencil as well. So we're going to start and outline all of our birds first, and we're going to go really slow. So I'm going to start with my circle here. Sharpie is not the best. I'm going to grab a different one. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to start here, and I'm going to go really slow to outline my little bird. And I kind of turn my paper when I outline circles. I don't know if you guys do, but if that helps you, then I really, really, really encourage you to do so because it helps me. There we go. My little bird guy. Turn him all the way back around. And I'm going to put his wings. Drawing kind of that perfect circle shape can be a little bit tough. And then get his little birdie beak. And then I'm just going to give him little eyes. And I'm going to just leave the white, center white. So he's like got little eyes there. I'm going to just very carefully. So I'm going really slow. Okay. And I'm going to get his little feet. So when you guys are tracing, just go really slow. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to get this next one. Remember, guys, you did not have to use the same shapes that I did for kind of decorating your birds or adding details to them. You could use different shapes than I did. So I'm going to do the same thing with the eyes. I'm just going to make little ovals and leave the center white. I'm going to give him his wings and his little zigzag. So I'm going to hold off on this section right here for now. I'm going to give him his little bird feet. And his little bird tail. And I'm actually going to do this bird next and his tail, then I'll fill in his wing. So again, super slow. And I'm going to stop right there because that little wing overlaps. So you remember, anything that you have overlapping, you want to really take your time to figure out where that is. Okay. So I didn't trace right there because his little wing comes out. So if your wing is like mine, his wing comes out and he had the big zigzag on his wings. Okay. Get his little feet. Beak is one eye because he's sideways. That's also called what we call a profile, when somebody's sideways. Now we know he has two eyes. The other eye is just on the other side of his head. I'm going to fill in his kind of fancy tail here. It had lots of little feathers on it. And then I'm going to fill in this guy's wing. So his wing is behind his tail. So his tail overlaps that wing. That's what it means when something goes over the top. Put his fancy do in there. He's got a fancy hairdo. And I'm going to trace this one next. So again, I'm going to skip that section. And my circle's not perfect, so if your circle's not perfect, don't worry. Get his little beak in there. Again, I'm going to just do the oval eye. Okay. Got a little bigger there. There we go. Put his wing in, or her wing in. And this had a bumpy line. So that one had a bumpy line for his wing. I'm going to put his legs in. And my line kind of went off of that line, but that's okay. So I'm going to move this line over just a little bit. Because this one moved over, so I just moved that one over. Okay. And then I'm going to get his hair. He had kind of spiky hair. And then his super fancy do tail here. And I just put some swirls in. And you, like I said before, you guys do not have to put the same decorations, details that I do. Be totally different. I think I'm going to put one more little one in there. Sort of felt like I needed it. Okay, so now our butterflies. So if you did butterflies, I'm just going to trace their body shapes and their wing shapes. The little kind of flying dots that I did, I'm going to leave those pencil for now. And my butterflies, they kind of look the same on both sides. Try your best. You could even have done a bumblebee. So a bumblebee kind of looks like this. Kind of looks like that. That's be a bumblebee because they have stripes. So I'm just going to fill them in because I put them in there. You want to do a big puffy bumblebee. All right. So now I am going to erase my pencil lines. So remember, we want to take our eraser and erase really carefully all those pencil lines. Oop, not wrinkle our paper like I just did. And I'm going to just erase all the paper pencil lines. I'm going to leave these little dash ones for now. So I'm just going to erase my butterflies. And I'm going to leave my little dashes just for right now. And I'm going to get all the pencil lines in my little bird here. Go right along the edge here. Okay, so the next thing you're going to need, guys, is if you have, you can use either markers or you can use colored pencils or you can use a dark colored crayon or colored pencil. So I'm going to use markers and crayons for this. Make sure I get all those pencil lines. Don't want to leave any. Okay, so I'm going to just take this and get all those eraser bits off. Okay, so now what you want to do is I'm going to take my marker. Okay, I'm going to take my marker. Maybe I'm going to start with pink. So I'm going to start with this raspberry color. And all we're going to do is we're just going to work in the bird's body. And we're just going to kind of give him a fancy outline right along the side of his wings and tail. And all we're doing is just outlining next to your outline. This is just kind of a cool way to add some color. So we're not coloring in the whole thing. We're just going to add an outline right now. Okay, so he's going to be pink, or she's going to be pink. So pick another color. So again, you're going to pick kind of a bright or a dark color. So if I was going to do this in crayon, I would probably pick this color, kind of bright color, or colored pencil. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, turquoise. And again, you guys use any colors that you want. So I'm going to outline along the edge of the wing. Okay, outline along the edge of the body. Okay, and I'm going to even outline along the edge of his hair right here. like that. And most of his, and because these feathers are so tiny, I'm actually just going to pick a couple to just color in, and I'll leave the rest empty just because they're so tiny. So if you have a tail like I did with this, just pick a few to color in with your marker. Okay. So I'm going to choose, I think, purple next for my next bird over here. So I'm going to put on him. And again, you guys use any colors that you want. So I'm going to draw right along the wing, right along this edge right here. Okay. And then right along here. And then right along this edge. Ooh. And if you do like I do, where you have like a little white space, just go in and fill that in. Right? It's okay if that line is a little thicker there and thinner in other places. That's fine. That totally works. All right. And I'm going to fill in just a couple of his hairs here. And I'm going to leave some blank. And I'm going to pick a couple of these to trace. I'm just kind of drawing next to it to kind of create a purple line next to some of them. And so I left some of these blank or empty of purple marker, and I'm going to leave some of them with marker. And then I think for my last one, I'm going to do orange. So I'm going to start with the wing shape right here, just like that. Right, and if you only end up with a tiny little space to color, that's okay. And I'm just being really careful. And do right here. I don't think I'm going to leave that because I'm going to outline on this side with the marker. Right along this edge. And up and around. And around. And around. So if it's uneven like that, like mine was, just straighten it back out. And you can make, so you can make some of your lines really thick like that. So you could make them like this. If I wanted to make it a little thicker on one side than the other. I'm going to leave these plain for now. So you do the same with your butterflies. So you could pick a couple butterflies. And I don't want to do orange again, right next to the same butterfly. So we'll make one green. So you could pick a couple butterflies to color their wings in with marker. And notice I didn't color all the way in. I'm going to leave a little bit of white space. And you could pick some butterflies to leave for crayon or a lighter color. If you're using all crayons, then you're going to use lighter colors in some of these areas, okay? And you can do the same for your bee. So I'm just going to put his little yellow stripe in there if you did one. All right, guys. So that's it for today. We're just going to outline. Oh, I forgot. If you want to add grass, so if you want to add grass, pick a dark green marker or a dark green color. Sorry, I had to go get a dark green marker. If you want to add a dark green marker or a dark green color, there's two ways you can add grass. So you can just kind of do a little zigzags, little kind of just zigzag lines, or you could do just lines. Either one is fine. You can even do a combination. You can do a couple zigzags, couple lines, couple zigzags, couple lines. And I'm just very quick little marks. Quick little marks. Kind of. Do you like the noise I made with that? And it's okay if you draw over their feet. They're standing in the grass, so that's okay. And you can do even zigzags close together. Okay, so now they have some ground to stand in. They're standing in the grass. All right, guys. And I thought we just leave the grass with just the marker color not outlined. Okay, that is it for today. So make sure you're just using some colored, so some black outlines to get all our everything traced. And then we're using some colored outlines to add color. But notice we're not coloring the whole thing. We're going to do that next time, okay? So next time we're together, we're gonna color the whole little bird, and we will add more to our ground too. And I'll show you if you want to add something to your sky, and we're gonna do our little dots. So we have lots of other stuff to do still, okay? So just outline and colored outline for today. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Bye.